What does 40,000 career points mean for LeBron James' legacy? Every athlete wants to play sports for as long as humanly possible. Being a professional athlete is one of the greatest God-given gifts you can have in society today. Being a professional athlete. It's amazing. You know, you get paid to play a game that you grew up playing as a kid, you know. Now, I will say, even though most athletes want to play sports professionally as long as humanly possible, some athletes want to go into other avenues like business, you know, building up their brand a little bit. Some athletes flat out just don't want to go through the offseason grind for a 15-year stretch, you know. There's some athletes out there that I believe had a lot left in the tank and they kind of retire early. One guy that comes to mind is Calvin Johnson. Calvin Johnson, to me, had a lot left in the tank, but there are reports that he kind of retired early because he didn't want to go through the offseason grind year in and year out, because football, it's a grind every single season. So you have to ask the question, why do athletes retire if they want to play sports as long as humanly possible? The reality is most athletes, they hit a wall where they wake up one morning and they don't feel the same. You know, their body can only tick at a high level for so long. You know, you look at Peyton Manning. You know, Peyton Manning 1 minute was in the MVP conversation. It seemed like 30 seconds later, Peyton Manning looks like he's not that good anymore. You know, the Denver Broncos were dragging Peyton Manning to the finish line in Super Bowl 50 behind the no-fly zone defense and a great team around him, you know. When it comes to LeBron James, the one thing you can say about him is up to this point, father time doesn't exist. We've never seen an athlete like LeBron James, who is so genetically gifted that you can make the argument LeBron James is the most genetically gifted pure athlete the world has ever seen. Now, have there been some athletes that have gotten a little bit more out of their physical ability compared to a LeBron James? Sure, you can make that argument, but that list is very, very short, people. Very, very short. I mean, we're talking very few guys. And LeBron James right now is on a trajectory where he can say, I sustained playing at an elite level longer than any athlete in my respective sport. Say what you want about Michael Jordan. After 15 years, he retired. Say what you want about Kobe Bryant. After year 20, he retired. And the last 2 years of Kobe Bryant's career, he wasn't close to the same player he was in his prime. LeBron James is in year number 21, and you can make the argument that he is still a borderline elite NBA superstar. Where's LeBron James' quote-unquote bad season? You can't really find it. Now, again, has LeBron James won the NBA championship every year? Obviously not. There's been some years where, you know, in 2011, he was expected to win versus the Dallas Mavericks. He kind of choked in the playoffs, and the Miami Heat didn't get it done. There's been years where LeBron has had super teams, and, you know, he hasn't quite got it done. But in terms of just LeBron James' individual greatness, has he really, truly had a bad season? Or a season where we looked at him and say, yeah, LeBron James, man, he's just totally washed. We can't really say that, at least up to this point, 21 years into LeBron James' illustrious career. LeBron James, to me, is the definition of the track star that just keeps on running. Now, has he accomplished the most? No. Is he the most naturally skilled basketball player to ever live? No, I would say no. Not necessarily in that category. But for LeBron James, the tank still seems like there's still plenty of high-quality gas left in it. I truly believe right now, LeBron James, who is 39 years old and will turn 40 years old next season, I kid you not, I believe LeBron James can play at a high level in the NBA for about 5 more seasons. I truly believe that. And I think LeBron, if he wants to 5 years from now still be in the NBA playing basketball, he can still be an effective, winning basketball player on some NBA team. I mean, LeBron in year number 21, what's he giving you? 25 points per game, 7 rebounds, 8 assists, shooting 52% from the field, 40% from three-point range. Steph Curry this season is shooting 40% from three-point range. And LeBron James is right there with them, you know? Now, obviously, there's a little bit of context that needs to be added to it, but here's the thing. Not everyone will be able to have said they watched LeBron James' career from start to finish. That's the reality. But LeBron has an opportunity to completely own the record books. And what do record books present to us? Records of events that occurred. And LeBron can come to the NBA, history book table and say, I'm the guy that scored the most points ever in NBA history. Maybe even 50 years from now, LeBron will still be saying this. He'll be a guy that has 45,000 potential total points to his name. And the distance between LeBron and the second guy on the all-time scoring list, which is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he has a chance to really punch some distance between him and Kareem. Now, is LeBron James the greatest scorer of all time? I would say no. I think that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Durant, even a guy like Wilt Chamberlain, potentially, these are all guys that I would have above LeBron James in terms of just scoring the basketball and scoring ability. But LeBron, in terms of his longevity and in terms of his consistency and the fact that he stayed healthy, that's what's allowed LeBron to reach the status of being a guy that has scored the most points ever in NBA basketball history. So, I think LeBron could truly put a forever dent on NBA history in a good way by positively helping his legacy, by setting all these records, because I think LeBron has an opportunity to play 25 total seasons when it's all said and done. And LeBron, he should make it a goal to play basketball as long as humanly possible. Because again, when I talk about LeBron James, arguably the most genetically gifted athlete the world has ever seen. And in terms of just pure physical athletic ability, LeBron is right up there with anyone in history. And I think that he's the track star that just keeps on running. The tank keeps on getting fueled with gas. And I think LeBron is excellent. LeBron James is not just one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He's one of the greatest athletes of all time. So I think LeBron deserves his flowers. Congratulations on 40,000 career points, LeBron James. And you're one of a kind, and we'll never see another athlete quite like LeBron James going forward. And here's the thing. People say LeBron is not necessarily a scorer. He's a playmaker. He's more of like a Magic Johnson archetype. But isn't it odd that LeBron isn't necessarily viewed as a quote-unquote scorer, and he's going to be the guy that's the all-time leader in total points scored in NBA history? It's something to think about, because even something LeBron doesn't specialize in, he's number one all-time in NBA history. And that's something to be said about that. Now, is he the greatest scorer of all time? No, I don't think so, because I look at the all-time scoring record in terms of just total points scored, kind of like the John Stockton assist record, because John Stockton, despite being the all-time assist leader, I don't think he's a better passer than Magic Johnson. I don't think he's a better passer than even a guy like Nikola Jokic, because I watch these guys play. But when it comes to LeBron, the record books will favor him, because records are events recorded that actually happened. I think that NBA history and basketball reference will be kind to LeBron James to a point where a kid 40 years from now who's doing a report on LeBron James is going to look at history and say, man, LeBron's the all-time leading scorer. Why is he not talked about a little bit more as potentially the greatest of all time? And that's where LeBron's at. It's a great boat to be in. Well, folks, that's pretty much all I have today. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Jamal McKinney. Have a God bless day. Stay safe, and I'm Ghost.